Welcome to another episode of One for the Table. Sorry about all the rustling. John is still getting himself situated.
I was putting away a bag of beef jerky.
I'm your host, Kim Chi.
And I'm John Kung, and I'm a little perturbed right now.
Why?
Because of what you just showed me.
So I'm showing John a little rice ball I got from 7-Eleven that is filled with salmon roe. And it was only like $2.
Well, how much was it?
It's like 200 yen, so it's like not even $2.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God, that's all I want in my life. And perturbed was not the right word. Just annoyed.
Check out this one. This one is a minced tuna and egg yolk instead of a rice bowl.
What? They look tiny. They look like little cupcake-sized rice bowls.
Rice ball? Onigiri?
Rice ball, not rice bowl. I thought you were saying rice bowl. You could have
rice ball.
Oh, onigiri. I know what onigiri are.
I'm sorry. I forget that you're not completely American.
Oh my God. Wow. She's so vibrant now that she's traveling in Asia.
I'm cultured. I'm twirling my cultured mustache. How's Detroit?
Detroit is great, and by twirling her cultured mustache, she means her nipple hairs.
I actually don't have any hairs on my nipple, so joke's on you.
Look, I'm drinking water too.
Oh my God.
The audience
please.
can't see, but
please, your skin needs it.
Oh my God. Wow. We're just...
I mean, it's a correct statement. Every skin needs water. I don't know why you're so offended. Did I say, your skin looks dry as hell, drink some water?
No, but you implied it. You implied it.
No, I said your skin needs water, which all of our skins need water.
Mm-hmm. It's what time is it over there? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning?
8:40 a.m.
So she is ready to go.
Did I strike a nerve?
No. Why? Why would you strike a nerve?
I don't know. You seem very defensive.
I'm not defensive.
Over a simple statement.
Just jealous that you have salmon roll onigiri. And what else have you? You've been sending me all these pictures. You're in Tokyo right now.
I am.
First of all, how many more days do you have left on the tour in Tokyo?
I'm here for 2 more nights. They'll be able to show today, and then tomorrow is like an off day.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, we travel to Manila.
Oh, Manila. So you have to go and eat the bananas. You have to have mangoes. You have to have obviously you have to have all the Filipino food, but as an Asian person, we know that you just are going to be all about the tropical fruit.
Honestly, look, I've been to Philippines many times. Because my aunt and uncle lived there.
Oh,
so we would visit them in the Philippines.
Yeah,
but also living in LA, there's so much great Filipino restaurants all around.
Yeah.
And the Filipino food is easily accessible.
Yes.
So
and it's easy to get good everywhere. You can get good Filipino. Where there are Filipinos, there's good Filipino food.
I mean, Filipino people or Filipino folks take their food very seriously.
Yes.
So, however, like you said, though, the fruit, I mean, we all know American fruit sucks, Yeah.
And
so I'm definitely going to eat lots of fruit and durian.
Durian, the bananas, the little Filipino bananas, and the little yellow Filipino mangoes. Oh my God, best mangoes in the world. I think they're called Carabao mangoes, and they are, they're so good. They're so good. They're so good.
And what else I'm really excited about is the spicy tuna pie from Jollibee.
Ooh, yeah. Jollibee at the source. Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but the fried chicken and spaghetti taste exactly the same.
Yeah.
But American Jollibee does not carry the spicy tuna pie.
Oh, I've never had it.
So imagine it's the same pie shell as the mango peach pie.
Mm-hmm.
But inside is filled with spicy tuna salad.
Ooh, that sounds lovely. And
it is lovely.
And it's deep fried?
Deep fried, of course.
You might get really good quality ube stuff there. So if you get a good halo halo,
Oh yeah, I love halo
Yeah,
halo.
yeah. I don't know if they put ube in halo halo.
I feel like halo halo is like one of those things where there's so many like options, and I mean it's kind of like boba, where there's like a million combinations possible.
Yes.
So I'm sure there's like an ube version of it.
Yeah. So
But
jealous.
but I mean, on this podcast we tend to talk about like what America lacks a lot.
Yeah, we do.
But every time I do like an overseas tour, like I really feel to my bone about how lacking American hotels food services are.
It's
So first of all, like late night option. Like this hotel has like a convenience store built in,
yeah.
so you can get like rice balls, like spaghetti, like Japanese sandwiches, like 24 hours, 24/7. And a lot of times, like American hotels, you get like Pringles, chips, Snickers,
At a vending machine.
and if they have like prepared food, it's usually like a dry ass turkey sandwich that's been sitting all day with some like mayo packets on the side. And the breakfast, I just don't understand how hotel breakfast everywhere around the world is so good. But like American hotels, the eggs are like dry and wet at the same time.
Yes.
Like
crumbly in a pool of water.
Yeah, like the scrambled eggs are always like neon yellow, but also like gray on the bottom. And it's like overcooked and like hard, but it's sitting in like a pool of egg juice.
Yes.
And then like the bacon is like burnt, but also like not, but burnt, but also soggy at the same time. And the sausage patties are dry and greasy. Like they somehow managed to like just butcher a breakfast item in every possible like combination you can imagine. But here, like this hotel that I'm staying in, for example, there's like 3 different rice options. There's like white rice, brown rice, and then like a Japanese style rice where it's like clams and soy sauce and seaweed and like all that tossed into the rice that they like mix it up. And then there's always like a noodle selection. Like yesterday was udon, today was like ramen with all the toppings. And then there's always like a different grilled fish. There's like a miso soup bar. There's like a little like mochi bar.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
I have a feeling that like the United States operated under the assumption that it was like the best at everything between the period of like the 1950s and possibly the 1990s. And for a while, I think for that time period, it was probably true. And then the people that just ran the show got real cheap and decided to just rest on the assumption that everything was the best here, not do any kind of real improvements. And we just kind of got used to whatever like lackluster level of like service and hospitality and whatever here, save for like, I will say that some of the service and hospitality that I got in Louisiana, in New Orleans, was some of like the best I ever had. But like when it comes to things like hotels, restaurants, the travel options, even like airplanes, yeah, we just lag very far behind in a lot of places because they just took advantage of the lack of American travel sophistication. Like they kind of banked on the fact that we travel within the country and don't know any better. And that's why our stuff isn't as good as literally everywhere else.
Literally just living inside of like a little bubble.
Yeah.
So yesterday, we were like eating breakfast. All of the queens were asleep because they're, I don't know, alcoholics or something. And then another like cast member like came down, and then he was like mad at the breakfast offerings. And he's like, I need like real breakfast food. And when he said that, like I kind of like wanted to snap, because like by real breakfast food he meant, like
cereal,
he wanted,
like a continental breakfast,
like eggs, like bacon, like sausage, like cereal.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the way he worded it really bothered me. Like, just because like you're used to the American breakfast, doesn't mean like what these Japanese breakfast like offerings aren't any like less real.
Right.
And also I feel like it was such like an ignorant thing to say. But also, I was not trying to like start a fight in the morning at a hotel breakfast.
Obvious. Yeah, for sure. They can listen to this podcast.
I doubt they'll listen to this podcast. They don't seem that cultured.
Shady.
It's not shady. There's like not an ounce of like culture to be found within this person.
I'm so curious now, but I'm not going to ask. Anyways, so how has the show itself been?
Well, it hasn't started yet.
You're still under rehearsals?
No, I mean, we just got to Japan. It's the first time.
Oh, how was your plane ride? How was that whole experience? What did you fly?
We flew United.
Oh.
For a group tour, they just get like the cheapest whatever for the group, you know?
What are the international flights in United like?
It's not like horrible.
Yeah.
But it's also like nothing like stand out about it. Although the weird thing is, okay, so I was like looking at browsing the menu in business class.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, there's like different options. But I chose like to go with the Japanese like offering.
Yeah.
But it didn't specifically say a Japanese offering. It just said like yakitori chicken with like blah blah blah. And they had all these like Japanese ingredients, so it was like clearly like the Japanese option, right?
Yeah.
So then, when it came to dinner time, and they came and dropped my food off, the flight attendant said, "Here's your Zen meal."
Zen meal?
But like nowhere in the menu did it say that they call that selection a Zen meal.
What the hell does that even mean?
I don't know. And it was like a Caucasian attendant like dropping it off to me, and I was like, "Did they say Zen meal?" Because I mean, like, again, nowhere in the menu did they called it a Zen meal.
Yeah, that's wild.
Like, did they just? I don't know. Did they just decide to randomly call this meal a Zen meal because it was like Japanese, or?
I guess. Well, I remember when I used to fly to Japan when Delta had a stopover on the way to Hong Kong. The Japanese option was always so very good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but my personal favorite, not because I'm of that culture, but Korean airline food is so good.
What, Korean Air? Oh my god. So very good.
Because you can get like bibimbap or sambap.
Yes. And that's not even like a meal part. That's like just one of the snacks on your way there. Because like I would fly Detroit, Seoul, and then from there to Hong Kong, and that's how I would get to Hong Kong. And I always looked forward to the Korean leg of the flight because A, airport there is amazing, and B, the service was always so good, and like I love that color scheme, that like taupe and moss. Or whatever it is, it's very peaceful. It's bright but peaceful. Yeah.
And then also like all the flight attendants are like ridiculously good looking because that's like part of like a job requirement, which is crazy.
Right. It's ridiculous. I mean, like, did you ever watch the TV show Pan Am?
Oh no.
I feel like it could have gone somewhere. Like I don't know. It was a good show. Unfortunately, it got canceled. But like, the ladies had to do like weigh-ins and measurements before they even got on the flight. Like they had, if they were too quote unquote fat, they weren't allowed to fly, and it had nothing to do with like weight limits. It had everything to do with like misogyny and just the way the business is done back then. But I'm sure at some of these other airlines they still do that.
Oh, I'm sure. But but back to the food. Yeah, not only there's bibimbap, there's also sambap. Mm-hmm. The last time I flew, I think Korean Air. There was like a choice of like spicy pork bulgogi, and then they came with all these different like medley of vegetables that you can make like a little wrap with. It was so good, like almost like restaurant quality.
Yeah.
And then meanwhile, some of the other airlines from around the country gives you some like the fish option is like very fishy and dry.
Mm-hmm.
The chicken option is always mushy and like in like a brown sauce.
Yeah. Or it's like a mushroom sauce. Which I do love a mushroom sauce, especially like a Hong Kong style mushroom sauce, but like otherwise it's just no. If it's like a generic mushroom sauce, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Oh, and then also, and now back to Japan, where I'm at. We keep getting sidetracked as usual. The first time we were here, we went to a conveyor sushi place.
Yeah.
Because I was going with the group, and I figured conveyor belts will be easy because like a lot of people haven't had sushi,
and people can get what they want.
Yeah, but then I also forgot, that like their idea of sushi is like rolls.
Yeah.
Like, like dragon roll.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And, obviously that's not a thing in Asia.
Oh, yeah. There's not going to be like that much mayo and crunch sauce and like that stuff put on it. Like conveyor belt sushi in Japan is like ridiculously high quality too.
It is,
like,
yeah.
The stuff that people pay like a couple $100s for in the United States, people will pay for $20, $30 in Japan just because like of the turnover. Like there's no bad sushi in Japan because everybody's eating up so much of it so quickly. Everything is always fresh.
Yeah. So then after like realizing, like, oh my God, there's like a lot of picky eaters here. Then I realized like, why am I playing concierge to these people?
Yeah.
Like, some of these people, like, we don't even ever, like, hang out with.
Right.
Or they even, like, they ever, like, invite me to places.
Right.
But, like, why am I, like, spending time out of my, like, important time in Asia? I'm trying to show these, like, uncultured people. I mean, I know people, like, like, showing people, like, how to do things and, like show people to, like, eat things and introduce them. If we're friends.
Yeah.
But, like, why am I taking these strangers and, like worrying about, like...
tour guide?
Yeah. So then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, like, do things on my own from this point on.
Yeah, traveling with people who are, like, not adventurous is very difficult. Because it, like...
Yeah.
It's that situation where your lowest common denominator drags down the whole group because, like, they're not having fun.
Yeah.
I prefer traveling alone for this reason, unless I travel with someone that I know that like I will get along with in the way that like we're just adventurous and down to try whatever. But like it just takes like one person who like you're traveling for all the wrong reasons. Like like if you left America upset, like you're still gonna be upset wherever you land. It's not gonna fix anything for you. And like, yeah.
It's true. It reminds me of that one time on tour last year. I was going to a Chinese restaurant that specializes in dry pot.
And, who doesn't like that?
Well, here, let me get to the story.
Oh, okay.
And I told people, like, okay, I'm going for a Chinese dry pot. This is exactly what it is. Do not come if you have dietary restrictions at all.
Yeah.
And if there's, like, certain type of food that you can't eat. Because this isn't, like, a type of place to go, like, and you, like, request, like, substitutions and blah, 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 blah.
Right. Because it's all mixed together.
Like, yeah. So anyways, a bunch of people showed up. And, of course, there's two people, like, who don't eat, like, seafood. And there's, like, people like who doesn't like Asian food, and I'm like, why the hell did you come? I specifically said, do not come if you're any of these above. And of course, like and this is like a super, super Chinese place where like even like the servers like barely speak English, right?
Yeah.
And these people are here asking for a fork and soy sauce for their rice. And they're asking if there's like sweet and sour chicken on the menu. It's like, no, this is a place that only does dry pot. And I told you that. And oh my God, I don't know. Just, maybe that's why I don't need that many friends.
Well, there has to be some people in the group that are like good travel partners with.
Oh, there are, you know, and those people are wonderful, and I like love hanging out with them. But I don't know. For me to like have to worry about all of your dietary restrictions when I already told you this is exactly what it's gonna be, and then somehow, like, it becomes my responsibility for you to try to figure something out for you when I specifically told these are the guidelines for coming. It just becomes like, I don't know, such like a waste of my energy and time.
Yeah. I wonder if people listening to the podcast have like a list of who's up on the tour right now, trying to figure out who you're talking about.
Oh my! I don't know. Even then, while I'm venting, let me. I know.
Keep venting.
I know. And then yesterday was like another day off, so it's like, all right, like let's go to town. Like I want to go to like this district and then like this like shopping district, right?
Yeah.
So then we all get her in the lobby, and then another queen was like, "Oh, I lost my phone last night." I'm like, okay. It's like, but the police, the cab driver like turned it into the police station. So can we stop at the police station? And I'm like, you couldn't have done like early. You couldn't have done that like early in the morning before we gathered. Like, so I was like, okay, well, can we like get it like on the way back? Like from our like shopping and things. He's like, well, can we get the phone before so I can like take videos of the day and blah blah blah. And I'm like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. So then we take them to the police station, and then of course it takes them like almost like 30 minutes to like find their phone and come out while we're all just like sitting in the cab waiting for them.
Yeah.
So and then by the time we get out of the group and go get to like the destination, it's always already like hour and a half past like the time like that I wanted to be there. And then on top of all that, just like soon after like couple like shopping a couple stores, they decided to just like go off on their own. And then I just like never saw them for the rest of the day.
What the hell?
I was just like, so I don't know. But it's like, if you're gonna do that, so basically I don't know, I felt like, did you just use me so you can like go get your phone?
Right.
Like I was just like so fucking annoyed.
And like, first of all, you're like, it can only happen in Japan where you like lose their phone and then you actually find it at the police station. Otherwise, anywhere else that shit would be lost. But like, I mean, they're probably just afraid to like what navigate Tokyo by themselves, and so they just wanted to be part of a group or something until they can get their phone back and then use their phone to like go off wherever they wanted to.
But also like, I don't know, then maybe they could have mentioned that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I just feel like it's just like lacking in like basic manner, kind of like a saying,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
At least it happened early in the tour. Made me realize, just like, all right, for the rest of the tour, I'm just gonna do my own thing, and not just like not wasting my precious time on my day off.
Yeah, because like you're actually looking forward to being out there too. Like where you're at Tokyo, Manila, Taipei, and where else?
Singapore.
Oh, that's it?
We're only doing 4 Asian cities this time.
Oh, no Hong Kong?
No Hong Kong.
Oh, that's too bad. Oh, probably no like China in general, huh?
I have no idea why we're not doing it.
Yeah.
This is the schedule. I just follow it.
Oh, very nice. Anything that you like about the show?
The show? Yeah. I mean, the show itself is like really very grand and like over the top. And it's really cool to see like what the different queens, like decide to do with their personas and like numbers in the show.
So do they so when you're doing the show, do you just pretty much get a concept and you flesh it out on your own?
Every queen has like a different thing. So like some queens, they just like have like the production like call up with all the numbers and everything, and they just basically like show up and like learn the choreo and they just do it. And then some queens like to like be part of like every aspect, from like the visuals to like dancers' costumes and everything. So it all depends. Like Naomi, for example, she likes to have her hands on everything.
Yeah.
And have like control over like every little detail. And then there are queens who just like show up in a costume and then they'll just like dance to whatever they're taught by the choreographer, and they'll just like do it, clock in, clock out, and go.
Well, that's fair too.
Yeah, no. But yeah, every queen is different.
I'm trying to think of like anything that's been going on in my life, but my life is just so boring right now compared to yours.
No, your life sounds nice and relaxing.
It actually is. It's so nice to be home. But I will say, I mean, I will be on a little tour of my own soon as well at the end of next month. So It'll be interesting to see.
But we'll take a quick break and then we'll come right back.
Yes, we'll be right back.
And we're back. Say something, John.
Oh, Tiger Sugar Michigan followed us back on Instagram.
Really?
Yes, the Michigan
Tiger
chapter
Sugar.
Of Tiger Sugar. Iconic Tiger Sugar.
So Tiger Sugar right now is like, this is like not a paid thing.
Yeah.
They have like a collaboration with Hello Kitty right now.
They're so cute. I posted it on our Instagram stories because I was just there today. It's been a long day.
And I guess you can get like a Hello Kitty doll, boba drink holder with purchase or something.
Oh.
I saw my friends post about it. And I'm like, I want that Hello Kitty like boba holder.
Oh, I didn't know that they came with a thingy. I just got a Hello Kitty themed cup.
Oh, I don't know if it comes with it or you have to purchase it, but either way.
Oh, I didn't see
they
that.
had it.
I totally would have bought one.
Boo, piss.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well. We have a lot of unsponsored things.
We're not sponsored, period.
We're just not. We're just not.
So many listeners and yet no sponsors.
Do we have a lot of listeners?
Yes, we do.
Oh, I appreciate all of you. But anyways, we're going to get to the topic for today. And we're going to do overrated, underrated again. But we're going to do overrated, underrated of our own cuisine. So Detroit? Oh, I was going to do Chinese food, but okay. I can do Detroit.
Or Chinese food, whichever.
I can do both. We have time. Why don't you start, though? Because I want to hear your opinion on it. I want to hear your thoughts. I'm very curious to know.
Overrated Korean food?
Yes.
Okay, so cheese. And by cheese, I mean like the whole like trend with so much of the Korean food, especially spicy food nowadays, is to cover it in so much cheese. Like spicy chicken with a mountain of like melted mozzarella. Like key barbecue with like melted cheese to like dip your key barbecue in. Like tteokbokki with like they call it like waterfall of cheese.
Oh, with the raclette?
No.
Oh.
It's just like some like mozzarella mixture.
Oh, okay.
They call it like a waterfall of cheese. Yeah, well, we're not talking about raclette here. Stay on topic.
Sorry. I just like raclette. It just tastes so good. So, yeah, okay, so what's underrated?
Underrated. I feel like a lot of like Korean side dishes. I feel like, especially like so like side dishes are like a very like important part of like Korean cuisine, and like an average Korean would have at least like one or two side dishes with every meal, along with like whatever like the protein that they're eating. And half the times, like, you know, like people go to Key Barbecue or Korean restaurant, you know, they get like all these like side dishes and they just almost like eat them as a like appetizer.
Yeah.
But like that's not how it's eaten in Korea, you know? Like in Korea, when you say like 밥을 먹었어, that means that literally translates to eating a bowl of rice. And the meal is about like finishing this bowl of rice with all these side dishes and accoutrements. And like a lot of people see side dish as like this, like the panchan as like almost like freebies like that come with like the entrees, but like that's not the case. Like side dishes and like the entrees are like what makes up like the Korean meal altogether.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times like side dishes are like better than like the meats like that you get like a lot of the times at home. And there's like so much variety and like whatever is seasonal. A lot of times like people don't even know the names of like the most like Korean side dishes that they're eating.
Yeah.
And yeah, I feel like a lot of them go very like underappreciated. But a lot of this Korean side dishes also like it's very time consuming to make, and people don't realize that. Like, it is time consuming, but people just make it in like big batches.
So they have a lot of it.
And then they just like eat a little bit of it at a time, like for days.
I love what is panchan? Is what those
panchan?
Dishes are? Yeah. I love them. They're just. I just think they're a lot of fun.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
My personal favorite is like the burdock root.
Oh, burdock root is good.
Or stir fried small anchovies.
Is it the one with the anchovies, the tiny fish with? They look at you.
Yeah,
they're so good.
It almost tastes like they've been like slightly candied.
Yeah,
and crispy.
So good. Yes, those are one of my favorites. I love those over rice.
Same. And sometimes that's like all you need.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you?
For me, okay, so I can't do Detroit because there are only like a couple of things.
You literally just said, "Oh, I could do Detroit."
Well, I think Michigan is better. It's just more options because like Detroit is known for what, like pizza, coney dogs, and I don't know,
mom spaghetti.
Oh God, yeah. I've never eaten there. You've eaten there.
I've eaten at their LA pop-up, and it was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Oh really? Tell me about it.
Well, it was just like, it's just like literally like cafeteria like quality spaghetti.
Yeah,
by like $20.
Oh God, no. Ew.
Yeah,
that's awful. Why would you even do that? Okay, so I think overrated for Michigan would be, in my personal opinion, would be the pasties. You know, the like meat hand pies.
Yeah,
I've never had a pasty that was like seasoned enough. And the crust was always like not very flavorful. I'm sure there's somebody out there that does it well, but I've had them in Detroit. I've had them in the UP. I've had them sent to me from famous places, from allegedly in the UP, and they're just like, this doesn't taste like anything. It sounds like ground beef inside like a meh pie crust. Especially if you're comparing it to like ones that are just generally good, like Jamaican patties. Forget about it. Oh my God, best mincemeat ham pie ever. Because they actually taste like something. But yeah, the Michigan one, not a fan. Second would be also like Mackinac fudge. Like, I don't get it either. It's literally just sugar. I can't eat it unless I've got salt to like sprinkle on it so it can taste interesting.
Yes. So I get it, because Americans like love overly sweet things.
But like, if it's one note sweet, if it's so sweet that it hurts your teeth, I can't. I can't even appreciate it. And I like Cadbury chocolate. I like Cadbury milk chocolate. Like, it's not. I'm not like a snooty dark chocolate only person. Like, I like me some like cheap milk chocolate, but there's some stuff when if it's all sugar and with some brown coloring on it, I can't do it.
And so for those of you just not familiar with Mackinac Island fudge, so during summer times, like a lot of people in Michigan will vacation to the Mackinac Island, and on the island it's full of fudge shops. So you go into different fudge shops, and then they'll always give you like samples of their fudge, and then you buy blocks of fudge and bring it back to your home.
Yep.
But these fudge are really, really, really sweet and sugary. And yeah,
you
there's
can
like
barely
not much
taste
like
any chocolate.
Yeah, and there's not much like nuance to it. It's literally like eating flavored sugar blocks is what it feels like.
Yeah. As far as underrated, I still think Detroit style pizza is still not famous enough.
I don't know. I feel like Detroit pizza gets all the accolades in the world.
It does. It does get a lot. People recognize it if they've had it, but it just needs to universally be understood that it's the best type of pizza. I'm sorry.
Well,
that is.
You're about to start a war with that
I'm
statement.
fine with it. I'm fine. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? come at me with their like floppy pizzas to try to drown me in their Chicago style. I'm sorry. No.
Wow. There's just like now pizza is one of those things like that is like so universally loved by everyone, and everyone has like an opinion of it.
It's true, and mine is the right one. This is I'm willing. This is the controversy I'm willing to start. Detroit style pizza is the best type of pizza.
I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I am not the person to have this conversation with because I don't like pizza.
Yeah, exactly. I love pizza and I can enjoy every single type of pizza, but like by the metric of crust and topping to crust ratio and just enjoyability of texture and flavor, I'm sorry, Detroit style is just the best. It is. But then also like I think our Coney dogs are pretty good.
It's true. And tell people about the Coney dog.
So traditionally, a Detroit-style Coney dog, some people might call it a chili dog. It's not. It's a beef sausage that is covered with it's a chili made with beef heart. And it is very like, kind of like got a very cumin forward type chili. It's very nice. And it's topped with onions and mustard. And it's like savory, it's pungent, it just hits you quite hard and it's unapologetic. And that's what I like about it. It's savory and tangy. There's no like sweetness really. I mean, you could do ketchup if you wanted to, but I just do it with onions and mustard. And that's the way it hits for me.
I feel like ketchup is that ingredient that like, among like the hot dog fanatics, it's like that one condiment that is like really frowned upon anywhere you go.
If you're at a baseball game, and you get one with mustard and ketchup, yeah, that's fine. That's a classic and stuff. But like the places that counterbalance it with like equally 50-50 savory sweet, like they put the ketchup on there, they put the relish on there, but they put the mustard and that's too much. You're doing too much. At this point, just like split your meal into courses.
So I love Coney dog. I enjoy like those like flavor combination. My only gripe is a lot of the Coney dog, the hot dog is always boiled.
Not grilled.
Yeah. And a lot of times like the hot dogs are very like soft.
They are, interestingly enough, they're like the least interesting part of that thing.
But when I eat a hot dog, like I want that like crisp like outer taste and then like
that snappiness.
Yeah, and then and then the inside is like really juicy. If like the Coney dog had that, I think I would like maybe even like rate it as like number 1 hot dog.
Yeah, if it had like a snappy grill, like a fat link on it that had the snappy skin and the nice little caramelization on the top, or maybe even like a hot link. Maybe no, it might be too much. But like, I get what you mean. A little bit more effort on the dog itself. I can understand that. I respect that. Yeah.
But how do you feel about a Chicago hot dog?
I need to remember. I haven't been to Chicago in so long. I feel like this is one of the things I need to go and try when I'm on tour in Chicago, because I'm actually going. My book tour does land in Chicago. But
Chicago hot dog
famous, right? It's got the.
So Chicago hot dog is traditionally, first of all, most like Chicago dog places won't have ketchup anywhere in the store. That's like a saying. They're like, fuck ketchup, we hate ketchup, we did like no ketchup in our store. We don't even give you ketchup for the fries. Like that kind of a situation. But Chicago hot dog is always served on a poppy seed bun. And then mustard, onion, sport peppers, and then relish that is like neon green.
You've lost me there.
Like it's like a bright neon green.
Is it a sweet relish?
It's been a while since I've had it, but I think it's like half and half.
Okay, maybe. I mean, I'm not thrown off by artificial looking things. What is with Chicago and like bright green things between their hot dogs and their river during St. Patrick's Day and their beer during that time too?
I don't know. Chicago just likes being extra for no reason.
That's fair. Chicago, I describe Chicago like cuisine because like Chicago definitely has like a style of food. And never mind like Alenia, which is like one of the most innovative restaurants in the world.
Fine dining scene and then like regular food scene is two completely different things.
But even then, like going out to eat in Chicago is like a full contact sport. Like their idea of what doing the most is. It's like it's the burger, but then they're pouring the cheese on top of the burger and then sticking a knife in the burger. Like that's what the grandness of Chicago. It doesn't care.
I've never seen that in Chicago.
Oh, I have. It doesn't really care. It's super rich. It doesn't really care whether or not you live to see another day, but you're gonna have a great time tonight. Like that's like my understanding and my experience of like Chicago food and dining out.
Yeah, Chicago food is very like rich and heavy. Yeah, in general,
it's Midwest with money.
Yeah,
it's like Midwest taste with like let's see how far we can take this because we have people here.
Like, have you ever had an Italian beef?
No.
So this is like one of the biggest Chicago food. And the whole time I lived in Chicago, I've had it maybe like 3 times to try to understand it, but I still don't understand it. So
it's a sandwich.
It's a sandwich. And on a sub bun, they put in like a mound of roast beef slices and giardiniera.
Oh, I love giardiniera.
No, but keep listening. But then they take the whole sandwich and they dunk the whole sandwich into the beef like au jus.
So it's wet.
And then they give the sandwich to you like that. And then as you're eating it, the whole sandwich is just like falling apart because it's wet.
Do they give you a fork and knife?
No. Ooh, I mean, you could ask for it.
I couldn't do that. I don't mind like a French dip.
But this is not a French dip.
Yeah.
Like, and it's the culture to like eat it, like scarf down this whole Italian beef sandwich as there's like juice like running all over your hand.
I can't do that. No, sorry. No. I'd need gloves. I need the gloves that go all the way to your elbows. I do not like eating with dirty hands or getting my hands like dirty. Like, little fried chicken, little like some even like barbecued ribs. Like, I'll have like some wet wipes close by. But like, if I'm eating something that's sopping, I don't think I'd enjoy it very much.
To me, the sandwich is always like mind-boggling to me because I've always thought like Americans hated like soggy, mushy things. And they purposely make the sandwich soggy and mushy.
Yeah. Well, it is. It's just kind of like in line with what my idea of what Chicago food is. But I will say, giardiniera is so good, and you can get
really good.
So much of it. Like, what's the brand in Chicago that is like famous for this stuff?
There's like a specific one. And
Marconi.
Yes.
It's Marconi. Okay. If you can get a jar of Marconi spicy, like the spicy stuff is really, really good. Giardiniera. It's delicious. I put it on my pizza. I put it in my sandwiches. I put it on
I put it in my minestrone.
Salads, everything. It is just so good. And it's just like it's like peppers and vegetables like preserved in oil and seasonings, and it's just like so flavorful and so tasty and just so A+.
And all the sandwich shop has like giardiniera as like a topping option.
Yes,
because it's so popular in Chicago.
Yes, they have that going for them, and they deserve a lot of praise for it. Overrated, underrated, and Cantonese food. Oh shit. That's gonna be a hard one. Okay.
It's just there's so much to choose from.
There is so much to choose from. Ah, crap.
Can I tell you what
okay, yours is? Yeah, go ahead.
For Cantonese?
Yeah.
Barbecue pork, char siu buzz, and dim sum.
Overrated?
Yes.
Agree. I could agree. Yes.
And I get the beauty of it, and I still enjoy it from time to time. But for some reason, people always act like you have to get the barbecue char siu buns when you go to dim sum, and I could honestly do without.
Yeah, it is oftentimes it's the kid's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kid's favorite thing.
I just think like there's like other options at dim sum I'd want to eat before I even think about reaching for the barbecue pork buns at dim sum.
Yeah.
You?
I'm still having a very, very difficult time thinking of it. It's like all good to me. I know she's looking at me like with such side eye right now. So here's the thing. While I do agree, like I would agree with you that char siu bao is probably something that so many people who don't really know the extent of what Cantonese cuisine is, so naturally it's like most people's favorite, and therefore it's just easy to be overrated. I think char siu might also be a little bit like that. Maybe I will say traditional char siu for me, even though the flavor is always really, really good, oftentimes it's super dry.
Yeah.
And I don't care how sweet it is. I don't care how savory it is. Like the only redeeming quality of like a super dry char siu, which a lot of char siu is like the caramelized burnt tips at the end, and that is like super good, and that will like make me feel better. But like if it's dry, it's dry, and it's oftentimes a lot of it is dry, and therefore it's, to me, it is overrated. And underrated. I really like the roast goose. I don't think Cantonese roast goose gets enough time in the spotlight. Like a really, really good roast goose with like the sweet, it's made with the fermented bean curd with the little tiny sweet beans in there. Oh my God, it's so, so good. But people go for char siu, people go for like the white cooked chicken or the red cooked chicken and stuff like that. They always pass by the goose.
Or maybe you just hear it in America because, Americans just like...
Yeah. And here's the thing, like, it's hard for me to say like overrated, underrated, because like thinking about Cantonese food, I feel like people just like things in the appropriate amount.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just appreciate everything for what it is, and we have our favorites and our least favorite, but yeah.
Well, you heard it here, folks. John came up with the idea to do overrated, underrated food.
And it's just, turns out that my food is all good.
And it turns out that he just had no idea what he wants to talk about.
I mean, I feel like...
That's okay. You're keeping things new and fresh.
I'm trying to keep things new and fresh. Tomorrow is your first show?
Tonight.
Oh, tonight is your first show?
Yeah. After this podcast, I'm going to go get ready.
Oh, how long does it take for you to get ready?
Oh, well, we have to get to the venue, set up, rehearse.
All right.
All that good stuff.
Well, on that note, then we better let you go and entertain all of the lovely people of Tokyo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And have fun holding down Detroit.
I always do.
And if you like what you heard, everybody, like, comment, subscribe. And Send us a question on our Instagram. One for the table. Just number one for the table.
Mm.
And that's it. Wow, you're really giving it to us today, John.
Why is this my fault? Why is it? Why do I have to be the one that's?
I don't know. Nothing like hearing a podcast and the whole just goes.
I'm listening. I am actively listening.
All right. Well, John is here to listen to me talk, I guess.
You're the one who's doing interesting shit right now. I can't help it. You know what my day was like? I sprayed peppermint all over my basement because like the spiders are starting to come in because it's fall and spiders hate peppermint. So,
oh, see, that's interesting.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, yesterday I killed a black widow spider.
Why you gotta kill the black ones?
It's a black widow spider, and it's like an actually deadly spider that was in my house. And I was like, I'm sorry, you're in my house and you could kill anybody in here, so I'm gonna have to squish you. Why'd you make it awkward?
Well, what's life without a little danger?
Oh no.
Knowing that you could be bitten by a black widow anytime.
Ew, no. I'm worried more about the dogs. They don't bite very much, but when they do, it's dangerous. So I saw that and I was like, oh, they're coming in. It's fall. I mean, it is the last day of summer, so.
I mean, I saw Kill Bill. I know how deadly Black Mamba is.
That's a snake.
Oh. Black Viper.
That's not a thing.
Black Widow.
Yeah, there you go. You found it. You got there. All right. Have fun. Break a leg today.
All right, bye.
Bye.